Hello, everyone. Jak Syn here on behalf of TourFiend.com and Future Daze, and today we're sitting with Abigail Gordon and Mary Hanley of Bunny X. How you two doing today?
Hi.
Good, we're good. Thank you so much for having us, Jax.
Well, thank you both for being here. I'm so glad that we could have this time to have this conversation. With everything going on right now in the world, so many things, but it's a nice day outside, and that's what's important. Nice, beautiful weather out there, and I'm happy. I'm happy.
Yeah, it is nice to have the sun shining, and despite everything going on right now, at least we have this community that can kind of keep us connected and centered. So it's nice to, nice to have the Synthwave, the Synth fam, for sure.
Absolutely.
Get us through these dark times.
That's very true. And I'm really glad that you guys are doing all the great stuff on your guys' end and just trying to stay creative through all of this going on right now.
Well, thank you. We're doing our best. You know, some days are better than others, but we figure it's no time like the present. Why not?
Exactly. So today we're going to ask you two a couple of questions and see where it goes from here. You guys ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
Sounds good.
All right, here we go. What are three of your most memorable moments from your musical career together?
Well, we do have three, so we're happy about that. The first one, we agreed that that would be something called Patrick Miller Fest. Now, Patrick Miller is a huge DJ. He's an Italo disco and high energy DJ and has been around for years. And this was the first sort of festival for Italo disco and high energy and on this big of a scale that had ever happened in Mexico City. It was the very first one, and we were so excited to be invited, and it was such a blast. And I guess we didn't really know what to expect, but I would say, like, kind of the money shot, there's a photo of us, of all of the artists that were invited to perform against the backdrop of like a pretty full arena. And they, I guess, recorded 12,000 people being there, which was our biggest and is still our biggest audience to date. But that was a really wonderful experience. And it was a whirlwind, but we felt so like taken care of, and we were catered to at every moment. And we were like, can we do this forever? Or at least one more time. So that's the first one. For our second most favorite moment of our career, we were more than happy and so pleased to be on stage with some really amazing female synthwave artists. This is for the Ladies of Synthwave show that we did at Knitting Factory in September 2019, and featuring, us, of course, yours truly. Who else did we have? We had Parallels, Nina at the very end, and then in between we had Zarina and Primo. All of them spectacular women in their own right. They're wonderful people, and we had such a blast doing that show together. So we really appreciated that as a special moment, like a highlight for us. Then the third would be playing our first show without backing instrumentalists. Like, it was just the two of us and our MIDI keyboard and our one-handed style of playing a little bit of keyboard for embellishment. And that happened in 2013. I think. Patrick Miller Fest for positioning, that happened in 2015. And the Ladies of Synthwave show happened this past fall, 2019. But I would say those were our top three. We agreed that those were our favorite moments.
Mary covered it. It was really special to be involved in the Patrick Miller Festival. That was like the first like huge event that Mary and I were a part of. And we shared the stage with, we were really honored to share the stage with groups like Fancy. He's been around for a very long time. Fred Ventura and some other amazing Italo acts. So it was really an honor. For me personally, my older brother got me into Italo. So I grew up listening to it, and Mary's been into it for a long time as well. So I grew up listening to some of these artists, and my brother and I would collect the records and the cassettes and later CDs and all of that. So then to later in my adult life, share the stage, for some of these artists, with some of these artists, it was really a dream come true. So that was really special. And then it was, back to last fall with the big Synth Ladies Festival. It felt like that, I guess. That was really fun. And we all agreed that, we'd love to do something like that again and bring in additional female artists like Primo, Roxy Drive, you know, a bunch of other ladies up there with us. So hopefully when it's possible to.
Well, I know, right?
Well, those are some pretty awesome moments. Being able to go over there and do that event, like 12,000 people, that is pretty damn impressive, like for Italo Disco. I mean, that's wow. I'm sure that was like a moment for you guys where you're just kind of like, am I really here doing this? Am I really being a part of this whole thing? So that's really great. Thank you for sharing that. And then also, too, the event that you guys did with all of the ladies of synth, like, you know, what you were mentioning, like Parallels and Serena, all of that, like being able to do that, I'm sure was just amazing as well. I mean, I saw the flyer for that. I saw some photos and videos of that event. I wish I had been able to go there and check that out, but it looked pretty rad. And I'm so glad that you guys got to do that whole kind of show together with everybody and really kind of bring those female voices and that female creativity to the forefront.
Thank you.
Jack. Yeah, it was really special, and it was also an honor to share the stage with all of those amazing ladies. We've been fans for many years. I actually got into Parallels, I think, back in 2010, and I caught an old show of theirs in Brooklyn in, I think it was 2010 or 2011. So, and I remember meeting Holly at the time. So, you know, lo and behold, I guess what, you know, years and years later, almost 10 years later, to be hanging out with her and sharing the stage, also really, really special.
Well, I'm sure when this interview comes out and Holly sees it, I'm sure she's going to be feeling those emotions as well. You know what I mean? And she was, you know, her interview, like, she was such a sweetheart to work with as well. And I'm so glad that you guys had that connection together. You know what I mean? Yeah,
they rock.
What would you say is your favorite album / EP that you both worked on?
Well, so Mary and I actually, our very first EP technically came out in 2012. It was called Love Spy. And that's when Mary and we sort of started off as synth pop. So we did release that EP, but it wasn't until about maybe 2013 where we started to work with producer his name is Conrad Kaneshiro. He's also a really good friend. And he started to work with us, and that's when we started to put together some more Italo, you know, disco type songs. So our sound changed over the years. And then we just released a slew of singles. And it wasn't actually until till last year that we put out an EP, a pretty long EP. It actually had 8 songs on it, called We Demand Fun. So that was a great time putting that together, working with Conrad. One of the songs on that on the EP is with Fred Ventura, who we met and performed with during the 2015 Patrick Miller Festival. And we did a song with him, a duet called Words. So that was really cool to do that. So yeah, I guess that's, you know, the one thing that we, you know, that we worked on that was really exciting, and felt like we put together a whole body of work that represents our current sound. But we've also, you know, released just kind of like, I guess, you know, singles, if I may be so bold to call it a single, several synthwave songs, just sort of like, you know, ad hoc. But and we can get to this a little bit more later, but we're currently working on our very first ever full-length album, because it's about time, right, Mary?
About time, yes. Agreed.
Yeah. So so we're currently putting together a first full-length album. We have several songs getting pretty close to being done. And we're hoping that that'll be coming out later on this fall. But, you know, we just kind of have to see how everything goes. So it's a weird time, obviously, as we all know. And the recording studio where we always go is currently closed. So we're not sure, you know, that could certainly hinder some of the progress on the album. So we'll just have to see.
That sounds pretty amazing. I mean, I can't wait to hear a full-length album from you guys, like really kind of push something out with like a whole slew of songs. I'm sure it's going to be amazing, you know, because usually a lot of the time with albums and like you know it's like a journey from start to finish. So I'm sure it's going to have a really nice flow as it progresses through each song. It's great. You know, you were talking earlier about your guys' sound, like how it went from kind of synth pop to Italo disco. I can imagine that came from a lot of your guys' influences, you know, over the years, correct?
Oh, yeah, I think it's fair to say that. Our stuff that we're working on, you know, does have, like, we're kind of going back to our roots of Italo disco for the full length album. But, you know, some of the other things that we've released prior, you know, have sort of more like synthwave inspired, you know, sound. So we're kind of into all of those things, and it kind of just depends on what mood we're in before we decide like what the next thing is going to be. But all of those things are close to our heart regardless.
And you know what, your guys' sound, your Italo disco sound is very fun. You guys have a very high energy sound. I know there are a couple of tracks that I like to play here when we do our Nightwave and San Junipero events that I have played in the past that have really gotten the crowd going. You know what? Also, too, I wanted to say congratulations on Midnight Tensions. That last release you guys did in April, pretty rad. I enjoyed it. It's a nice little single. It really kind of encapsulates a emotion, that feeling of like relationship, love, loss, all that kind of stuff together.
We're glad you like it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for making some amazing music, because I thoroughly enjoy it. And I know a lot of other people out there thoroughly enjoy it as well. And they're so excited, I'm sure, to hear that you guys have a new album coming, hopefully in fall, fingers crossed. But I mean, hey, there's still a lot of months between now and the fall. So I think we may be onto something here.
I think so too. Let's hope so. I mean, it's, you know, I guess the pandemic has definitely forced us all to slow down. You know, Mary and I are both at home right now, you know, working from home, and you know, so we all, I guess that kind of goes for a lot of people, have a little bit more time, you know, to get some things done and to focus on these personal projects and learn a new skill, whatever, you know, whatever floats your boat. So we actually, I feel that because of this kind of forced quarantine, which, you know, Mary and I living in the New York City area have definitely been, you know, we've had to do that. So we have been able to make some headway in a pretty quick period of time. So hopefully we can continue with that.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Am I right?
You're so right.
What was the drive behind getting you both into making music and performing live?
Honestly, we have, Abby and I have been in a few different bands over time. And, you know, one of them was an original band called Ash Gray and the Girls. So it was original music written by the one guy in the group, whose group it was, Ash. And so that was fun while it lasted, you know, for sure. But also, you know, in some cover bands, like, for example, at one day, randomly, I was with a friend walking in Times Square, and I was like, you know, I want to do a Queen cover band, and I think it should be named Dairy Queen. So that was the birth of my Queen cover band. But the kicker is that it was 4 girls doing vocals, and we had guys do the music. And people thought they got a kick out of it. They did. So we only had a very few performances. Feel free to laugh. I don't know if you're a Queen fan. No worries if you're not. But it was fun, you know, for a very limited amount of shows. But people still bug me about it. So between stuff like that, and I mean, I've been in a Rolling Stones cover band. I've been in a Tom Petty cover band. And meanwhile, there were no girls in the Heartbreakers, supposedly. But I guess I was their token girl. But after a certain point, you want to do your own thing, you know, and Abby, I'm sure you'll agree, like, as much as those things were fun, you know, you want to start seeing what you're capable of doing and, you know, what we could do together. So we decided that it would be fun to just give it a go. Why not? Nothing to lose.
Mary and I met back in 2005, a long time ago. And we, you know, here in New York City, and we just started doing like lots of karaoke. That was our like huge bond, and that was a huge part of our lives. So that's how we started singing together, because we started doing duets together and that kind of thing, spending a lot of time together. And then some of our friends started to say, after a while, they noticed that our voices, this is what they told us. They're like, oh, your voices blend really well together. You guys sound good together. And then so Mary started singing backup vocals for the Ash Gray and the Girls project. And then I later joined that group. So we were, singing backup vocals. And that kind of got us, in a way, it was it was a great experience all around. But I think one of the main takeaways from it was it got us a lot of experience performing. Yeah. So we did a little, we actually went to South by Southwest with that project, not part of the official roster, but, just playing some local shows. So we played a lot, and Mary had some previous experience performing, but I really hadn't. So I actually had some stage fright, and it kind of helped me get over that. So anyway, so years of, kind of doing some one-off performances with cover bands and the like, and then certainly with Dairy Queen, and then the Ash Gray and the Girls project. So basically singing all these songs that other people wrote. I got to think, well, maybe we can write too, but we had never tried before. So we started writing, and around maybe 2009, I guess it was 2010, started to write a couple songs, and through lots of trial and error, eventually kind of got it together, and the project started to take on some life, and here we are. So that's the sort of whole story, of how we started writing and singing together.
From karaoke to cover bands to your own music. Yep. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I mean, I think that's kind of like the, for some artists out there, I'm sure that's like kind of the natural progression. You know what I mean? You start singing like, hey, I'm going to start singing like, things that I like to sing, or I'm going to start singing for fun. And then before you know it, you kind of go, I'm going to maybe start singing other artists' music. And then before you know it, you're like, okay, I'm ready to write my own stuff now. It's time to do it. Time to get what I have inside out to the world and show them what we got. And I got to tell you, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive. You guys' music has got great energy. It's got great flow. Your guys' voice do blend really well together. And you do bring it. You both bring it. You ladies do bring it.
We definitely try. We definitely try each time we go out there. And I mean, being that we're on this extended break, it's also been nice to kind of like chill out a little bit, take things a little bit slower, write or rewrite, whatever. At least we have enough time to actually get our stuff done without feeling terribly rushed or pushed, by media demands. I mean, it's like this year's basically canceled, right? Like,
yeah,
sadly, I mean, on some level, but at the same time, I think they're, having that kind of space and time to work creatively when you're feeling it. Because sometimes, I know for me, sometimes I'm like all about it. And then there are days where I'm like, I want to watch The Real Housewives.
Well, it's like some days it's like self-care. It's like we can go. And right now we don't have to go as much. Right. I mean, we do have responsibilities that we still have to take care of. But I think for the most part, it's like when we don't have those responsibilities and you want to just sit back and do something that you want to do, it's important that you should do that. Take that time to rest every once in a while and recharge your batteries. It's like, I know for me, it's like I love doing these interviews. I mean, my music and DJ stuff has been canceled and everything like that. We're still, staying active, trying to do the live streams, things like that. Doing these interviews is really helping. I'm still going to work, but then also too, I have those days where I'm like, you know what? I just want to kick back and play a video game. And I don't really ever get to play video games at all, ever. Since before all this, like, my schedule is so crazy. I kind of go, if I'm playing video games, I don't feel, productive. But now I just kind of go, you know what? I need to just take a moment and say, it's okay to play this game. It's okay. It's okay to read this book. It's okay to draw this picture. Whatever I want to do.
Absolutely. 100%. You got to take that time just to rest. And like you just said, we're also used to going.
Yeah, right.
You know, and certainly where we live, it's absolutely like that here in New York, where you are in LA, the LA area. And just in general, this country, you know, it's a lot of that. So it's been nice in a way.
What are you both looking forward to accomplishing the most moving forward?
Well, I think we're really excited about this this full length that we're currently working on that I mentioned before. We're just, you know, it's really finally happening, and it's nice to have this extra time given everything going on. So, you know, we've been working really hard on that, obviously with the help of our incredible producer, Conrad Kaneshiro, who, if it weren't for him, a lot of this wouldn't be happening. He's really the magic glue that kind of makes, you know, brings it all together. So he's absolutely instrumental and has been for many years with the Bunny X project. He's like the third, like, silent partner in Bunny. Yeah, Silent Bunny. So we're really excited to, you know, to be putting out this full length. It's long overdue. Hopefully it'll come out in the fall. And like you mentioned, and thanks again, we had really enjoyed working with Cosmetic for the Midnight Tensions collaboration. And we're actually going to be hopefully later this month or in July, we'll be putting out a video, a quarantine video for Midnight Tensions. So that's being edited by our really good friend, super talented Dylan Mars Greenberg. So she's currently helping us edit that. And we're, you know, Mary's filming herself at home, I'm filming myself at home, and then we're just taking images from all over New York and actually in Berlin where Cosmetic lives. His name is Dima. And so he's been sending us some images and video of Berlin in the current state of affairs. So that's exciting. And then one other announcement is actually two. We're going to be releasing a remix of Revolving Doors that first appeared on the Valingo compilation that came out last November. So it's an artist called Michael Glitterati, and he did a beautiful Italo Disco remix of Revolving Doors. So that should be coming out soon. And then the last sort of announcement, I guess, that we're really stoked for is we did a collaboration with Marvel 83. You know, we did the vocal arrangement and sang on his beautiful song, NYC Sunrise. So that's going to be finally coming out probably here pretty soon. Mary and I, we had the song a while back, but then kind of like got sidetracked with other projects and other collaborations and whatnot. But it's finally, that's going to come out soon. So we're, you know, excited about those things and keeping busy and all that good stuff.
Well, that's pretty rad. That's pretty rad. I mean, quarantine music video, I like that. I mean, that's very creative, like being able to create that kind of thing in the middle of all of this, even with the social distancing, because you both are in two different areas. And I know it's hard because, you know, you guys are apart, but it's great to see that you guys are going to make that happen. And then, you know, the remix that's going to be coming out. And like what you're talking about, it's like, you know, earlier songs that are kind of shelved and that you kind of bring back out too. That's really great. You never really forget about those things. It's just you kind of go. I remember a friend Dave Batts, who I did in an earlier interview, he was saying, you know, he's like, when you write something or create something and you think, I'm not going to use this, and you crumple it up and throw it away. He's like, wait, don't throw it away. Fold it up, take it, stick it in your pocket for later, because you never know when things change. You're in a different area of your life. Mm-hmm. These things will pop back up and go, well, this makes sense now.
100%
advice. That's true. I've got some oldies and goodies in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see that I think a lot of us artists, we have that. We have these like little goodies that we hold on to for a long time, and then we kind of go, yeah, this doesn't work right now. It doesn't work right now. You know, maybe if I just keep it archived for a while, and then something happens in the world or something inspires you, and you kind of go, time to revisit this. Mm-hmm. This could work right now. This could work. This could come out right now because it really speaks to what I'm talking about. and how I'm feeling in my life at this particular moment in time.
Absolutely agree. Yeah, we've worked on, there have been some songs, collaborations, you name it, that have taken years to finally come into the light. Songs that we've written and just sort of shelved, saved for another time, or thought, oh, in its current iteration, it just doesn't sound that great. Who's gonna listen? Who's gonna want to listen to this? But like you said, sometimes time passes, and then you kind of like, you pop it back open, listen to that old demo, and you're like, actually, there's something here, and then, then it can finally come together. And I feel like sometimes once you get those, you get re-energized to look into an older project, then it kind of has that, has a renewed life and energy, and then it ends up coming together really quickly. So there've been some songs that we've literally sat on for years, and then they just come together really fast because it was, kind of just, that seemed to be the right time, So some songs take, we call them the little jerks, the songs that just take forever, like years, like Stay. I first started writing Stay in 2014, I believe. And that didn't actually get released until, I think it was like spring 2018. So that, some things don't happen overnight. And then some things, you write a song in 5 minutes. It comes together. You just never know what you were going to get.
That's right. That's very true. And you know what? To everybody out there, if you are writing a song that you don't think is going to be good right at this moment, don't delete it. Don't get rid of it. Don't throw it away.
Right?
Save it.
I'll do it.
Save it. Because in a couple of years, when things are just right and it makes sense, bring it back out. You may be surprised at what you created.
Absolutely.
What positive message would you both give your fans out there?
Well, I mean, I would say that especially during a time like this where a lot of us, more than a lot of us, have time on our hands, keep creating. You don't have to do it every day. You might love some things that you've created. You might not love some things that you've created, but either way, take a break when you need it. If you're feeling inspired, capitalize on that while you have it, before you decide that you'd rather eat cookies or something. Or watch The Real Housewives like me, guilty pleasure. But no matter what, you should keep on going. Whatever, if you're feeling something, or whatever medium it is, whether it's music, if it's art, if it's dance, if it's writing, whatever it is that's creative for you, just take it as far as you can. Just push through. If it, sometimes you have to put things away, like we were just talking about, like, oh, this doesn't feel right for now, and then revisit it another time. But definitely do keep all of those things at the ready in case, and pursue the ones that feel the best to you. Keep on keeping on.
Exactly right.
Yep, I totally agree. And also, and this is just kind of maybe getting a little heavy here, but it's a heavy time in our country. We've all been experiencing so much, so many feelings that are coming up for people. And I feel like, yes, we're artists, we're musicians, or you could be a blogger or an influencer, a label, a channel. But behind all of those, all of that, it's just people, it's just us, humans. So I feel like people shouldn't feel, musicians, artists, they shouldn't feel like they can't speak out and speak up if there's something that they want to share, that they want to talk about. I think it's a really important time to, to share how you're feeling and to express yourself. So I think that if anyone feels like they shouldn't, or they should remain silent, if they have something to say, they should say it.
Exactly. Get those feelings out there. If you feel like you need to say it, say it. Mm-hmm. Be creative out there. Be creative, and don't get rid of the things that you're working on. Keep on pushing through. You guys, it's so great that you guys are staying positive through all of this. Thank you for sharing those wise words with everybody out there. To everybody out there, listen to those words. They are very important. You know what I mean? They are very, very important, as it is very important for us to stay creative, and it's very important for us to stay positive, especially now with everything going on in the world. And it is very important for us to speak up when we feel certain things or when we don't feel right about certain things. And everybody's voices will be heard, and everybody will have that forum to share how they feel with the rest of the world. So currently right now with everything going on, just stay positive and keep pushing on. Thank you both so much for taking this time to sit down and have this conversation. Thank you to everybody who took the time to tune in today. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe to our Tour Fiend YouTube channel, as we have many more awesome artist interviews on the way. To Bunny X, to Abigail and Mary, you girls have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you both very soon.
Thank you so much, really, for having us. This was a blast. It was great to see you. And yeah, we're hoping to see you sometime in the not terribly too distant future also.
Definitely. And Jack, thank you so very much for what you're doing, and also for being a shining light and being positive, you know, throughout all this craziness. We really appreciate you taking the time to ask us these questions, and it's been a complete pleasure to talk to you.
Agreed.
Well, thank you so much. And to all the artists and musicians and people who create out there, these interviews are for you. These interviews are for the people out there, the fans, for you guys to get a glimpse into the lives of these people that you love and admire. So thank you again, and we'll see you all next time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So much, Jack.